Perfetto, adesso dovete accettare, ecco, la registrazione. Se poi avete piacere di appunto attivare la telecamera, insomma, sappiate che stiamo registrando. Ecco qua, allora inizio con la mia presentazione. Questo incontro sarà multilingue, ecco, non solo bilingue, perché la prima parte la terrò io in italiano, faremo una breve presentazione su chi è obiettivo lingua, perché cos'è il gap year, qual è il senso, ecco, di questi programmi. Poi passerò la parola ad Anika, che come ho detto prima si collega dalla Germania. Lei è tedesca, però per questo incontro parleremo in inglese perché abbiamo pensato che fosse la lingua più comprensibile, ecco, come lingua veicolare in cui trasmettere informazioni che a volte potranno essere magari un pochino complicate, però abbiamo cercato di renderle il più semplice possibile. E se poi avete delle domande, dei dubbi, delle perplessità, potete o scrivere nella chat oppure attivare il microfono e farmi delle domande. Potete fare le domande in inglese, in italiano o in tedesco, quindi sentitevi liberi di usare la lingua che preferite. Può essere una bellissima opportunità per voi anche per mettere in pratica la lingua in un contesto reale, per parlare insomma con una professionista dalla Germania oppure per parlare un po' in inglese. Ecco, allora io direi che possiamo iniziare con la nostra presentazione. Questi sono i nostri, questa qui insomma è la copertina della nostra presentazione. Quindi i programmi Pathway in Germania con la scuola GLS e qui di nuovo, come dicevo, in collegamento con noi c'è Anika. La sede della scuola è a Berlino, per cui effettivamente magari Anika ci parlerà anche un po' della città. Allora, chi siamo? Obiettivo Lingua è un'agenzia che è attiva da 25 anni nel settore della diffusione delle lingue straniere. Ci occupiamo appunto di diversi tipi di programmi che sempre integrano l'acquisizione linguistica e il contatto con la cultura del posto in cui si sta frequentando il corso. Per cui sono tutti quanti dei programmi sia di studio sia di lavoro all'estero che hanno lo scopo sia di imparare le lingue sia di scoprire la cultura locale. In questa slide abbiamo riportato questo grafico che a me personalmente piace molto perché rappresenta in modo abbastanza d'impatto e significativo il concetto di formazione continua, ovvero il vecchio detto che non si finisce mai di imparare, qui lo vediamo concretamente, perché effettivamente tutti i programmi offerti sono interconnessi tra di loro. I programmi più famosi, chiamiamoli così, sono i classici viaggi studio per ragazzi di 1 o 2 settimane o durante l'estate o durante l'anno scolastico. Però effettivamente questa è solamente una parte del nostro ciclo di formazione, perché poi proseguendo magari sia con l'età dei ragazzi che man mano crescono, sia magari con diversi interessi, diverse esigenze, si possono affrontare delle sfide progressivamente maggiori. Quindi da un viaggio studio durante l'estate si può passare a un programma di inserimento scolastico durante le scuole superiori, solitamente o il terzo o il quarto anno, per frequentare un trimestre, un semestre o l'intero anno scolastico. Tra l'altro noi collaboriamo proprio con GLS per l'organizzazione di questi programmi di inserimento presso una scuola superiore tedesca. Quando si finiscono le superiori o magari agli ultimi anni di superiore e l'inizio dell'università, si può scegliere di frequentare dei corsi di lingua all'estero, alcuni dei quali possono essere proprio focalizzati alla preparazione alle certificazioni linguistiche. Poi Anika ce ne parlerà meglio perché questo effettivamente è un aspetto cruciale dei loro programmi Pathway, perché per poter accedere all'università tedesca è necessario avere un livello di tedesco molto molto buono, ovvero bisogna avere un C1 certificato. Per cui tutta la componente prima, la preparazione tramite i corsi di lingua, effettivamente sono necessari per poi progredire nella tappa successiva, ecco, del nostro grafico. Noi oggi ci concentreremo sui programmi Gap Year, vedremo poi brevemente che cosa intendiamo per Gap Year, con questo termine ombrello che effettivamente include varie tipologie di programmi anche di diversa durata. Poi quando si cresce, quando si diventa dei professionisti, dei lavoratori, degli adulti, effettivamente ci sono degli altri programmi definiti proprio 30 più, per cui la fascia d'età media non è più quella dei ragazzi delle superiori o dell'università, ma è più il target da professionisti. E poi il ciclo si conclude con questo pallino intermedio tra i percorsi per professionisti e via di studio per ragazzi, con i programmi per famiglia, ovvero i genitori che vogliono viaggiare con i loro figli che sono ancora troppo piccoli per affrontare un viaggio studio in autonomia. Quindi questo, ecco, è il nostro ciclo della formazione continua che ho voluto condividere con voi questa sera. Come certificati accreditamenti, molto velocemente, Obiettivo Lingua è certificata ISO 9001 e UNIN 14804, ovvero le 2 certificazioni più prestigiose nel settore proprio dei viaggi studio. Questo proprio per garantire comunque un servizio di qualità. Inoltre noi siamo abilitati per il pagamento, insomma, con la carta del docente e con le carta della cultura e carta del merito. Per cui effettivamente parte di questi programmi Pathway all'estero possono essere pagati con la carta della cultura. Allora, che cos'è il gap year? Adesso per non dilungarmi troppo, perché effettivamente la parte più interessante della presentazione spetterà ad Anika, abbiamo deciso di riassumere in questa slide un pochino i concetti chiave del gap year. Questa tipologia di programma è pensata per i ragazzi, soprattutto di quarta e di quinta superiore, che adesso si approcciano a finire le scuole superiori, che effettivamente è un periodo molto importante perché finite le superiori si aprono tantissime porte e questo può magari mettere un po' di ansia in qualche ragazzo. Me lo ricordo anch'io quando ho finito le superiori che dicevo ok, adesso la strada battuta e guidata è finita, adesso effettivamente posso scegliere io cosa fare, sono io più artefice, ecco, del mio destino. E effettivamente abbiamo pensato a questa serie di programmi Gap Year proprio per dare una risposta a queste domande, ovvero dare ai ragazzi di quarta e di quinta superiore una serie di opportunità che si aprono loro. Questo perché effettivamente la maggior parte delle persone, finite le superiori, si iscrive direttamente all'università e questo qui assolutamente è un'ottima idea, però magari non tutti già sanno che percorso universitario fare o magari preferiscono fare delle altre esperienze prima di intraprendere il percorso universitario. Quindi l'idea dei percorsi gap year è quello di farvi capire o comunque di diffondere un pochino l'idea che non necessariamente finite le superiori bisogna iscriversi subito all'università. Si può prendere in considerazione l'idea di fare un gap year, ovvero un anno sabbatico e durante questo periodo ovviamente non stare a casa in divano a guardare la TV, ma sfruttare questo periodo proprio per mettersi alla prova, per scoprire culture diverse e vivere insomma delle esperienze che vi permettano di capire meglio chi siete, che cosa volete fare e qual è effettivamente il vostro posto nel mondo, qual è il percorso accademico professionale che più si addice a voi. Perché effettivamente in alcuni casi una persona può avere talmente tanti interessi, talmente tante ambizioni che non sa bene cosa scegliere. Per cui prendendosi un periodo di prova si ha l'opportunità di testare diverse strade, diversi percorsi per poi capire effettivamente qual è la via più indicata per ciascuno, perché effettivamente siamo tutti diversi, ognuno di noi ha diverse esigenze, diverse necessità, per cui non c'è un'unica strada che possa andare bene per tutti. Ognuno deve fare un percorso un po' di autoconsapevolezza e capire qual è la strada migliore per se stesso. Come una breve storia del gap year, non vi preoccupate, sarò molto breve. Volevo semplicemente condividere con voi il gap year da quando è nato e perché. È nato appunto negli anni '60, quindi nel post-guerra, dalla generazione dei baby boomer che volevano appunto distaccarsi dalla severità della guerra vissuta dai loro genitori. E soprattutto perché il gap year? Perché andare all'estero? Perché rapportarsi a culture diverse? L'obiettivo era proprio lo scambio culturale tra paesi per evitare future guerre, perché quando si conoscono le culture diverse, si riescono effettivamente a comprendere e molto spesso si riesce anche a trovare il modo per evitare conflitti tragici come appunto le guerre. Ad oggi molte persone, soprattutto nel Regno Unito, dove è nato, e negli Stati Uniti, anche in Australia, quindi nei paesi anglofoni sostanzialmente, il gap year è ancora un periodo molto, molto sentito, ecco, e diffuso, e viene proprio utilizzato per trovare un pochino il loro ruolo all'interno di una comunità più ampia, capire un pochino qual è il loro posto nel mondo. Quindi questo, giusto una breve panoramica sul gap year, quali sono le sue origini, per capire effettivamente qual è lo scopo attuale del prendersi un gap year. Noi lo chiamiamo gap year, anno sabbatico, ma non necessariamente è un periodo di un anno, non necessariamente parliamo di 12 mesi. Anzi, molto spesso si tratta di esperienze più brevi, in alcuni casi possono essere anche solo di qualche settimana. Però l'idea è proprio di uscire, di dire: "Okay, investo parte del mio tempo per fare un'esperienza diversa dal solito, uscire dalla mia zona di comfort, dalla mia routine, per vedere che cosa c'è nel mondo, che altro si può fare". È una cosa interessante che adesso molte università molto, molto prestigiose, parliamo dell'Ivy League degli Stati Uniti come Harvard e Princeton, vedono molto positivamente quando uno studente ha fatto un gap year o delle esperienze di questo tipo, perché dimostrano effettivamente tante soft skills, quindi apertura mentale, adattabilità, flessibilità, mettersi in gioco. Sono delle competenze che effettivamente non si possono imparare studiandole sui libri, bisogna provarle sulla propria pelle facendo delle esperienze, non necessariamente di un intero anno, ma possono essere anche brevi. L'importante è iniziare, ecco, poi magari si inizia con delle esperienze più brevi e poi chissà la vita dove ci porta. Ci capitano dei ragazzi che iniziano con dei percorsi brevi di qualche settimana e poi si trasferiscono nel paese in via definitiva perché si son trovati bene, hanno trovato un lavoro, per cui effettivamente il bello di questi programmi è che non sono prestabiliti, ma sono molto flessibili. Ecco qui i nostri programmi gap year li abbiamo schematizzati in questo modo e abbiamo diversi tipi di esperienze. Per la Germania appunto noi collaboriamo con GLS, quindi poi magari Anika ci spiegherà più nel dettaglio. Un ragazzo quindi finito o una ragazza ovviamente finite le superiori può scegliere tra diversi percorsi. Può scegliere di frequentare un corso di lingua finalizzato al conseguimento di una certificazione linguistica. Le certificazioni linguistiche sono fondamentali sia per l'accesso universitario, difatti alcuni corsi di laurea richiedono proprio un livello minimo di lingua certificato. Nel caso della Germania, per accedere all'università è necessario avere un livello C1 di tedesco certificato, per cui effettivamente è quasi una condizione sine qua non se si vuole andare all'estero per proseguire il proprio percorso accademico. Chi invece non è interessato a proseguire immediatamente appunto con gli studi, può scegliere di fare o un'esperienza di tirocinio oppure di volontariato all'estero. Quindi si tratta di esperienze più professionalizzanti, più formative, in cui ci si mette alla prova in un modo diverso. Quindi non più studiando magari a un livello più complicato, a un livello linguistico superiore, ma direttamente facendo un'esperienza lavorativa vera e propria all'interno di una realtà aziendale. Oppure nel caso del volontariato si tratta di dare una mano alle comunità un pochino meno privilegiate. Le esperienze di volontariato le abbiamo in Thailandia e a Bali, ma ne parleremo nei prossimi webinar. Oggi con Anika ci concentreremo sulle esperienze di tirocinio che si possono svolgere in Germania. I Professional Certificates invece sono degli altri programmi più brevi per la lingua inglese, in cui si affrontano delle tematiche specifiche legate al mondo del marketing, quindi business, del marketing o del business, come ad esempio appunto il digital marketing, business management e altre tematiche simili. Sono delle competenze anche questo trasversali che possono tornare utile a prescindere da quello che una persona andrà a studiare all'università o a prescindere dal lavoro che si andrà a fare. Delle competenze base di marketing adesso servono per qualsiasi lavoro, anche se si deve andare a lavorare magari nel calzaturificio o in altri negozi che magari non vengono immediatamente associati al business. I percorsi Pathway invece sono quelli su cui ci concentreremo maggiormente oggi, quindi proprio dei percorsi che sono, pathway vuol dire sentiero, sono i sentieri guidati che ci portano all'iscrizione all'università in Germania. E poi l'ultimo step è proprio l'iscrizione all'università o al college all'estero, e questa è proprio parte del lavoro di Anika. Lei si occupa di guidare gli studenti creando delle roadmap, quindi collegandosi al termine pathway, sono proprio delle strade, ecco, che portano all'iscrizione all'università in Germania. Per cui adesso io passerei la parola ad Anika, e now we're going to switch into English. So if something is not clear while we speak in English, you can raise your hand, or you can ask a question using the chat, or you can unmute your mic and ask directly a question. So don't worry, don't feel ashamed. As I told you before, you can ask the question in Italian, in English, or in German. Se qualcosa non è chiaro, ci interrompete, alzate la mano, piuttosto insomma scrivete nella chat o attivate l'audio e ci chiedete senza problemi. Noi cercheremo di parlare in modo chiaro o in modo comunque speriamo abbastanza comprensibile, però di nuovo tranquilli che siamo qui apposta per trasmettervi le informazioni nel modo più chiaro e più semplice possibile. Se qualcosa non è chiaro, non sentitevi in difetto, fatecelo sapere, ok? So now, Anika, I stop sharing my screen, and there you are. Perfect.
Okay, thank you
So
very
thank you.
much. Yeah, so I
Thank
will
you.
share my screen with you. Just a second. Mhm. So you should see my presentation now, correct?
Yes, perfect. We can
Okay,
see.
perfect. So thank you very much, Julia. Yeah, so as my colleague already said, my name is Anika Germanus, and I'm the University Pathway Coordinator at GLS Language School here in Berlin. So in my function, I am responsible for all those students who would like to study a bachelor or a master degree after finishing their German classes at GLS. Yeah, I've worked in the past. I worked for public and private universities. I worked for the Academic Exchange Service in Mexico and also at Uni Assist. I will talk about them later. Yeah. So today I'm here with you to provide you further information and give you an idea of how studying in Germany looks like, which steps and procedures you have to follow. At the beginning, I will give you just a quick overview about higher education in Germany. I will talk about types of universities, academic structures and degrees, and also for you, very important to know admission requirements and also costs for living as a student. Yeah, as Julia said, GLS offers the Pathway program, and we also have a combined program for language courses and an internship, which could be suitable for the gap year that Julia just talked about. Yeah. So, and at the end of this presentation, of course, we will have plenty of time in order to answer all the questions you might have. Yeah. So let's get started. Yeah, in preparation for this presentation, I tried to find the most current data, yeah, and the most current that I found was from 2022, 2023, from the winter semester. Yeah, at this point, actually more than 2 million students were enrolled at German universities, and almost 16% of them are international students. Yeah, with this, Germany ranks the third most popular study destination after Australia for foreign students. Yeah, what makes it so attractive? I think it's because basically public education in Germany is state funded, so it's basically for free to study at a public university here. This in combination with a high reputation when it comes to quality and innovation attracts many students also from abroad. in the same period, winter semester 2022, we counted a total of 423 universities in Germany. So that's quite a vivid landscape, I would say. And yeah, most of those universities are actually public, but also the landscape of private universities is growing since the last years. And when I speak about private universities, I mean that those universities charge for their services. Yeah, we at GLS, we only work with the public universities. When you do research about studying in Germany, you will basically find 3 different types of universities. Yeah. First of all, we have like let's call them classical universities and the technical universities. They usually have a strong approach in theoretical and academically orientated degree programs, and usually they also have a broad range of disciplines to offer. For each category, I brought you 3 examples. Yeah, first of all, here we have the Technical University of Munich, TU München. As the name indicates, they focus on technical and also on science-related programs. I think a very good example for the, how I call it, classical university with this really broad range of disciplines could be, or is the University of Hamburg. Yeah. And in this category, I also put the Katholische Universität Eichstätt-Ingolstadt, long name. Yeah, they are Catholic, yeah, near to Munich. If you wonder, you don't have to be Catholic in order to study there. Yeah, they're just funded by the church, by the Catholic Church, but it's free for, yeah, all kind of confessions, or yeah, there's no restriction in this regard. In a second category, we have the University of Applied Science. In German, we call them Hochschule. Yeah, if you do some research about it, you will maybe also find the term Fachhochschule, which is actually outdated, but still sometimes in use. But the official term would be Hochschule. What makes them so special? They provide a very practical orientated education and often also have partnerships with industry. Yeah, in these universities of applied science, you will also often find dual programs. Yeah, I think this is something quite unique, which we have here in Germany. So the dual programs, they actually combine an academic degree, such a Bachelor of Science, for example, together with a vocational training. So you gain a lot of working experience in those programs. And yeah, this might be interesting for you if you're not so fan of theoretical content exclusively. Also here, I brought 3 examples. First of all, we have the Hochschule für Gesundheit Bochum. Yeah, Bochum, that's a city in the western part of Germany near Cologne, and Gesundheit in English means health. Yeah, so this University of Applied Science, for example, focuses exclusively on all those programs related with health. Yeah, this can be nursery, this can be physiotherapy, or health science, just to give you some examples. Yeah. Here in this category, we also have, for example, the Hochschule Bielefeld. Yeah, they have a very broad range of disciplines. They don't focus on any specific field or topic. Yeah, but still they're very practical orientated in their courses they offer. And as a third example, I've put here the Hochschule für Technik und Wirtschaft here in Berlin. I think as the name indicates, they do focus in their programs on technical and economy-related programs. In a third category, I've put here the University of the Fine Arts. Yeah, they offer the instruction of all the disciplines and subjects in the artistic fields. This can be fine arts, this can be acting, dance, industrial and fashion design, graphic art, instrumental music, singing, and so on. So there are many options. Yeah. Here again, we have 3 examples. One of them is the famous Universität der Künste here in Berlin, University of the Fine Arts. You can basically study almost all the disciplines or subjects that I've just mentioned. Yeah, so again, they have a very broad course offerings in the field of arts. Yeah, in contrast, we have here as well the Hochschule für Musik in Würzburg. Yeah, Würzburg, located in the northern part of Bavaria, they focus exclusively on music. Yeah, any kind of instruments you can learn there on an academic level. Yeah. And as a third example, I stated the famous Bauhaus-Universität Weimar. Yeah, Weimar, located centrally in the very heart of Germany. They are very well known for their programs in architecture and the fine arts as well. Okay, so you are all still very young. So if you investigate about studying in Germany, for you, I think the most important or most interesting degree for the moment will be definitely the bachelor. Yeah, for your information, in Germany, we introduced in the early 2000 years the bachelor master system, and since then it got very well established. Yeah, so the first academic degree that you can purchase at the German university is the bachelor. Yeah, can be Bachelor of Arts, of Science, Education, and so on. And depending on the course that you choose or the subject that you choose, it lasts between 3 and 4 years. Yeah, at the end, in order to graduate, you will have to write a final thesis or a project. Then after graduation, you are basically, at least in Germany, you are ready to enter the job market. Yeah, it depends a bit on the program, but usually we say that this first academic degree of bachelor prepares you in order for qualified work. Yeah. If you think, okay, I want more, or maybe you're planning a career as a researcher or in academia, then the next logical step for you would be a master degree for sure. Yeah, these master degrees in Germany usually take between 1.5 and 2 years. Again, it depends a lot on the program, and you will focus and specialize in certain topics of the field of your study. Yeah. And if you're planning a long time ahead, yeah, to get like the cherry on the top, I just mentioning, you can also then later on purchase a PhD or a doctorate in Germany. Yeah, that will take you for sure several years, and you will have to write a doctoral thesis, and then you can work as a researcher or at university. Yeah, but I think for the moment, the bachelor maybe is the most interesting part for you. Something particular in the German degree or academic structure is the Staatsexamen. Yeah, so if you do some research, you might come across the word Staatsexamen, state examination in English. These Staatsexamen degree only applies for the disciplines that I've stated here. So that's medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, veterinary medicine, veterinary medicine, food chemistry, and law. So basically all those fields where you can hurt or harm people or animals. Yeah. So in these disciplines, let's say the government is a bit stricter. Yeah. So you will have to take your exams under the supervision of an examiner of governmental authority. Yeah, so in these disciplines, no bachelor or no master available. The duration varies a lot. It can be between 5 to 7 years, sometimes even longer. Yeah. I've put here as well the website hochschulkompass.de. Yeah, that's a database where you can investigate or search for for the programs of your choice, and it gives you the options of German universities, and from there on you can investigate further. Yeah. So let's assume you found the program of your dreams, and you're ready to start with the application process in Germany. Then, every student who leaves school and needs a high school leaving diploma, in German we call this Abitur, or you need an equivalent certificate. The good news is, since Italy and Germany are both members of the European Union, and there is an agreement among all the member countries that we recognize each other's high school leaving diplomas and other academic documents, you don't have to take a prep year. Yeah, you can straight away apply for German university. Yeah, in some countries they have to take a prep year, but it's not mandatory for you. This is the good news, because you will have the Diploma di Stato Conclusivo dei Corsi di Istruzione Secondaria Superiore. I hope I pronounced this good. Yeah.
Very
So
well,
with
thanks.
Thank you very much. I practice a lot. Just kidding. But yeah, with this document, your final grades, you can apply directly for German university. That's the good news. The maybe not so good news, is that you will need a very high level of German proficiency. I think Julia already mentioned that at the beginning. And when I talk about a high level, I mean C1 level. Yeah, so that's basically one stage below native level. In this regard, when you do research, you will definitely come across the terms Teststaff, Telg C1 Hochschule, or the Goethe-Exam. Yeah, so these are the most common, they're not the only ones, but the most common language exams that are accepted by German universities. I would say the Teststaff and the TELG certificate is actually recognized by 100% of the German universities. With Goethe, I'm not so sure, but these three are the most common ones, and GLS is also a certified testing center for Teststaff and TELGs. You could take these exams with us. The Goethe exam can be only taken at the Goethe institutes all around the globe. Yeah. So high level of German proficiency, that's for sure. Yeah. Depending on the program that you would like to apply for, you may also need to prove very good knowledge of English. Yeah. For example, international studies or business administration. In these cases, you might also have to show like an IELTS, TOEFL, or TOEIC certificate in order to prove your English knowledge. Yeah.
Excuse me, Anika. We have
Mhm.
a question.
Yes.
Valeria asks if German level is required, even if the bachelor is given in English. So this is just what you said, but maybe you can
Of course, if you
this
want to
explanation.
So if you want to study in English, of course, then you will definitely need a good level of English and a proof. In this case, it depends on the university. Sometimes they don't require any German knowledge. Sometimes it's very basic. So that depends on the university and the program. Yeah, but we assume here that you would like to study in German. So for this purpose, you will need a C1 level.
Another question from me this time. Are there many courses in English only from public universities, or are those courses generally provided by private universities?
I would say it's mostly private universities, but it's kind of shifting. Yeah, sometimes, especially in international related programs, you will also find programs which are purely taught in English language. Yeah, sometimes it's a mix. Yeah, that you need a higher English level than German. often it's the way around. So it depends a lot on the university and the program itself. Yeah, there's no like general rule. Yeah, but of course, as you can study directly with your Italian high school leaving diploma, you don't have to pass the prep year, which would be in German only. So of course, it's possible to study in English in Germany. Yeah.
I guess it depends also on the kind of subjects you're studying, because
Exactly.
maybe business related subjects like
Exactly.
international business and so on is more likely to be in
Yeah.
English only, or maybe both German
Yeah.
and English. Maybe other subjects are
I
less
think
likely.
on the bachelor levels, it's more, I mean, as I said, there are more than 400 universities. I don't know every university and every program requirement, of course, but from my experience, it's mostly a mixed thing, yeah, between German and English if it's international. When we're talking about master degrees, yeah, then it's very likely that you will have to prove excellent English skills because tuition will be in English. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay,
Question?
thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I think now I switch to Italian. In ogni caso, come avete capito, effettivamente i percorsi dell'università sono veramente tantissime. È difficile dare una strada unica, un'indicazione, una linea generale che valga per tutte le università e per tutti i corsi di laurea. Il lavoro di Anika è proprio quello di sentire quali sono le necessità e le richieste di ognuno, e poi andare a fare questo lavoro di ricerca, scoprire quali sono le università che offrono il corso in inglese piuttosto che il corso in tedesco, quali sono i requisiti necessari, e poi presentarvi queste proposte. Per cui, come accennava prima, lei ha lavorato per anni proprio presso varie università in Germania, per cui effettivamente la sua conoscenza è molto approfondita. Ovviamente anche lei non può dire di conoscere il 100% di tutti i corsi, anche perché cambiano poi di anno in anno. Però l'idea è quella di avere per ogni persona un percorso personalizzato, e il lavoro di ricerca non lo dovete fare voi cercando in internet, ma lo farebbe lei, che effettivamente, come abbiamo capito, non c'è un'esatta corrispondenza tra il sistema universitario italiano e quello tedesco, per cui avere la persona in Germania che ci aiuta nell'identificare, nel selezionare i programmi è un bel vantaggio. Ok, end of Italian. Back to you,
Okay.
Anika.
Okay, so I was just finishing about speaking about the language requirements. Yeah. So the good news is nowadays, I would say like 98% of all the German universities nowadays accept online applications. So at this stage, in most cases, yeah, there's no paperwork needed. Yeah. Of course, you will have to hand in certified copies when you get accepted and you want to enroll, but in the first stage, in most cases, it's totally fine to submit it online. Yeah. When it comes to sending your application, you will maybe realize that there are different platforms. Yeah. And the most common one, I would say, is Uni Assist. Yeah, I mentioned it at the beginning because I worked for them. Yeah, Uni Assist, they have the manpower and the knowledge of all the educational systems all around the globe. So what they're doing, they do check applications from international students for their member universities. At the moment, I think it's almost 200 German universities, public and private ones, which are member of Uni Assist. Yeah, so it depends on the university of your choice if you have to submit your application via Uni Assist. It's not for free. Yeah, they do charge fees for that. So if you want to study at this particular university, unfortunately, you don't have any choice. You will have to pay this fee for your application. Yeah, this is one platform. The other, depending on your on the program that you would like to apply for, can be Hochschulstart as well. Yeah. The Hochschulstart platform is mostly relevant for those programs where restrictions apply. I will talk about it in a second. Yeah. And of course, there are also universities which have their own application platform. So you will have to check and see individually what does your university want, how do they manage the application process. Yeah. I said that you will always need a high school leaving diploma if you want to study in Germany. This is true. But depending on the program that you would like to apply for, it might be also relevant that you would that you have to hand in like a portfolio. For example, if you want to study fine arts, they want to see if you're really talented. Yeah, if you want to study dancing or singing, of course, you have to show them again that you have talent. Same applies for sports, for example. Yeah, be prepared that you might have to take a fitness test, yeah, in order to yeah, let them see that you are capable or that you are good for this program. I have a student at the moment in the program. He wants to study sound engineering, yeah, and he, for example, has to go to the doctor and get some certificate about his ears. Don't ask me what they are doing, but what I'm trying to say is that it depends a lot, the requirements, what they need, yeah, the university, what they want, and yeah. As you can see, it's difficult to give like a general overview about the requirements. So what's for sure is the high school leaving diploma and the proficiency of German. But a part of that, yeah, I have to say that every German university, they have their own application deadlines, they have their own processes, regulations, and specific requirements. So if you want to study at a German university, I highly recommend to do individual research. Yeah, there is no global answer which is valid for all the German universities, unfortunately. Yeah, so plan enough time, yeah, for this process. Otherwise, it might be difficult. Yeah, if you submit your application one day too late, it won't be considered for the selection process. Amen.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We got another question about
Go
the
ahead.
English certifications. Anna asks whether English certifications are valid also if they're made in other certification centers like Cambridge. So I think that Anika was talking about the certifications for German, because GLS is a exam center for the German language, not for the English. But regarding the English proficiency, Anika, what kind of certifications of English are recognized generally by German universities?
Again, that depends. I think I've mentioned a few of them. Yeah, the most common one, at least in Germany, would be the IELTS, the TOEIC, and the TOEFL test. But of course, there are many other offerings on the market. Yeah. So again, what I just said, yeah, you have to check individually with the university for the program that you would like to apply for. If the University of Hamburg accepts Cambridge, that doesn't mean that the university in Munich will accept it. Yeah. So this is the tricky part. It's highly individual. Yeah. But the most common ones, just mentioned them, they're usually always accepted. But also here you have to be aware that the scores which are needed may not be the same in every university. Yeah, that differs. So it's very difficult to give a general answer on these questions because, as I'm saying, it's individual. I hope it answers the question.
I can add something in Italian. So just talking generally. Ovviamente anche qui, come ha detto Anika, dobbiamo parlare proprio per linee generali, perché ogni università ha i suoi requisiti specifici. Quindi ogni università, ma a volte proprio ogni corso di laurea può avere dei requisiti diversi. Ci sono magari dei corsi di laurea in cui possono accettare la certificazione inglese, ma è necessario avere un punteggio minimo ad esempio per dei corsi può essere un IELTS 5.5, per altri deve essere 6, per altri 6.5. Logicamente dipende da quello che si andrà a studiare. In ogni caso, quello che deve essere chiaro è che in Germania sì, ci sono dei corsi di laurea esclusivamente in inglese, ma sono pochi, d'accordo? Solamente alcune università li organizzano e sono limitati a determinate materie legate principalmente al mondo del business. Molto spesso, come diceva Anika, per la laurea triennale, ecco come la chiamiamo noi, il bachelor, questi programmi sono solitamente bilingue, quindi alcuni corsi sono in tedesco, altri sono in inglese, per cui magari è richiesta sia una certificazione linguistica di tedesco sia di inglese, un pochino come qui in Italia. Da triennale ci possono essere dei corsi di laurea che prevedono dei corsi in inglese, altri in italiano, ma poi soprattutto a livello di master, nel caso della Germania, o di laurea specialistica, che ci possono essere dei corsi esclusivamente in inglese. Questo per quanto riguarda le università pubbliche, che sono università pressoché gratuite sostanzialmente. Se invece affrontiamo l'argomento delle università private, allora lì sì, ci sono delle università private internazionali che offrono solamente programmi in inglese. In quel caso però sono università che hanno un costo diverso. Il costo dipende da ogni singola università, dal corso che si sceglie, però come prezzi andiamo dai 5.000 ai 10.000 euro l'anno per la tuition solamente, quindi solamente per il costo del corso. Con Anika questa sera ci concentriamo sulle università pubbliche, per cui di nuovo la lingua focus principalmente è il tedesco. Poi ovviamente c'è l'opzione B dell'inglese, però effettivamente la scelta in quel caso è un pochino più limitata, ecco. End of Italian again. I just wanted to highlight something about, the courses in English that are more limited rather than the courses in German, because I think that there's this idea that in Germany universities are in English, but this is an exception more than a rule. So this is what I wanted to highlight, basically.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think I will move to the next slide.
Another question before
Oh,
you go.
sorry. Yeah.
There's a question about the cost of public universities. How much is the tuition fee per year on average?
I would like to answer this question later, yeah, because basically it's for free, as I mentioned, but there are some costs, and in I think 2 or 3 slides ahead, I will talk about that, yeah. So I think I will keep going for the moment, if that's okay.
Yes, sorry, I didn't want to stop your program.
No problem, no problem. But yeah, I will talk about that shortly, no worries. So we covered more or less the part of the admission requirements and the procedure. One thing, just a second. Oops, yeah, now I got it, sorry. One thing or one term that you will definitely come across, yeah, when you do research about the admission or procedure at German universities is the term numerus clausus, or as we call it in German, NC. Yeah, it comes from Latin. I think for you it's easy to understand, and it means restricted number. Yeah, so if you have a program which is marked with this NC, what does it mean actually? It means that there are more applicants expected than a university has study or university places available. So basically, there is a restriction of admission necessary. Important for you to understand is that this NC score, yeah, when I talk about the score, I mean the final grade like the average grade that German students receive with their high school leaving diploma, with the Abitur. Here, for your understanding, I've put the German grading system. Yeah, so 1.0 is the maximum; it's the best grade that you can achieve, and 4.0, that's the worst passing grade. Yeah, so this NC, this score, is basically the result or the number. The score of a student's high school leaving diploma. Yeah. And this NC is not set in advance. Many people are getting confused with that. Yeah, the NC usually, or it always represents the proportion of the amount of applicants and the study places available at a university. Yeah, so the score that you will find, that's the score that you needed minimum in order to get admission to the program that you want to apply for. Yeah. So it's not fixed. Yeah, it changes from semester to semester depending on how many students are applying for the programs, for the available study places. Sorry, to make it a bit more transparent. Yeah, I found an example from the Free University from last winter semester. They actually published the amount of applications and their capacity. And here we have it for pharmacy, law, and veterinary medicine. Yeah, they had like more than 4,400 applications, but only 75 spots available. Same for law. Almost 2,000 applicants, but only 450 study places available. Or veterinary medicine, 5,400 something for less than 200 study places. So at some point you have to introduce and implement a system of how to cut it. Yeah, and this is the NC. It's more for your reference. Yeah, so if you want to study at a German university and you're not sure if your average grade will be enough, it's always good to check how the NC score was in the last years. For example, disciplines like medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, or psychology, there's a very, very high demand. Yeah, as we just saw here in the example. So students usually have to show outstanding grades. And with outstanding, I mean 1.0 to usually 1.3. These are very, very good grades. Even with 1.4, you still have a good grade, but it might not be enough in order to get accepted for medicine or dentistry. Yeah. The good news here is that not all programs have this NC. If you come across the term zulassungsfrei or NC-frei, it means that the university has enough capacity for all the applicants. Of course, as I said, it's nothing static. It might change if a program becomes more popular in the future or they have less capacity. It might be that for these courses there will be also introduced an NC. And no worries, I just mentioned that for certain disciplines you need a very good score or grades, yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's for all the programs. Yeah, if you do research, if you investigate about the NC scores from the last semesters, you will find also programs which only require average grades. So it's not impossible to get admission if your grades are not as good as 1.0. Yeah, I hope that became clear. Yeah, if not, just ask again, because I know it can be tricky even for Germans. It's difficult to understand. So I hope I explained it to you so that you understand the term when you come across in your research.
Yeah, thank you. We are familiar with it because we use the expression numero chiuso, which is the same for the same subjects. So
Very
we
good.
know what you mean. And about this, Valeria has a good question, because is this, list based only on the final grade of school, or is there an admission test the students has to take?
Usually, it depends again on the program that you choose. Yeah, I just spoke about the aptitude test, but if you have like, I call them now standard programs, like let's say biology, history, I don't know. Yeah, it's a broad field. Then admission is based only on your average grade. Yeah, I don't know how it works in Italy, but here, if you have a bad grade, not so good grade in your Abitur, yeah, then you might not have the access to all the disciplines. Yeah.
Yeah, and regarding law or medicine, is there an admission test they have to take?
Again, it depends on the university. At the moment, I can't tell you the exact numbers of universities which offer medicine in Germany, but they're not enough. Yeah, we definitely need more universities offering that. So some universities found it quite unfair that the admission is mainly based on the grade. So some universities, what they did in the past years, they introduced a new system. Yeah. So if you have super good grades, if you already have work experience, if you did, for example, an internship in a hospital, if you have done like social services, yeah, so the criteria are quite diverse. And in some universities in the admission process, these factors, these criteria can be considered, but still it's not like a general rule. Also, again, I don't like to say it again, but I have to, it depends on the university of your choice. Yeah, so this is why I say individual research is very important here.
Thank you. As you probably know, the grading system in Italy is rather different because it goes from 1 to 10, and 10 is the highest mark. So how can we convert the Italian grading system to the German grading system? Would you provide support on that? Or is there another way, just to let our students know what their average grade here in Italy would be in German?
Yeah, we work with a database, provided by the Ministry of Education, and this database is called Anabin. Yeah, unfortunately, this database is only available in German. Yeah, but there it's like a Bible, basically, because you find information about all the grading systems all around the world. Yeah, so I don't know it by heart, to be honest, but of course I can share this with you afterwards, and you can send this information to all the participants of this webinar.
Thank you very much. I think that would be really appreciated.
Yeah.
So in case a student is interested in progressing to an admission to a university, would that be fine for you to help them convert their Italian grades to German grades? Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Basically, this is also part of our Pathway program. I will talk about that later, sorry. But this is part of my job, yeah? So if someone, and that happens quite often, if someone tells me, okay, I want to study medicine, then I always ask for the academic or the high school documents first. And if I see, okay, this candidate only has average grades, yeah, then it's also unfortunately my job to tell these people, I'm sorry, but it's really not likely that you will get admission, yeah? What we also do in these cases is we try to show alternatives, yeah, because the field of medicine, it's quite huge. There are so many other disciplines in this field, so we are actively trying to find a realistic and a suitable course for each candidate according to the students' interests, yeah. But that's part of the program, of course, that we check grades, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so then I will slide to the next one. Yeah, so here I just collected or assembled some maybe useful information for you. I don't know how it works in Italy, but in Germany, we basically have the summer and the winter semester. Yeah, in the University of Applied Science, they usually start a month earlier. So for the summer semester, that would be in March, and for the other types of universities in April. The winter semester then starts in September or October. Yeah. If you are planning to apply to a German university, or maybe you're too late, you don't meet the deadline or something like that, be aware that many universities, not all of them, but many, they do offer their programs only for the start in winter semester. Yeah, so in worst case, you will not have to wait only one semester to try again, but 1 year. Yeah. You usually find this information on the website of the university when something is offered. I just got this question about the cost for public universities. So now I will talk about it. Yeah. As I said at the beginning, it's basically for free. But now I'm telling you, there is a semestral fee which every student at a public university has to pay. Yeah. The good news is this money is not lost money. Yeah, you actually get something for it, and it's more like a contribution to those institutions and representative bodies which are kind of not fighting, but for students' rights. They're trying to establish good conditions for students. They manage student residence. Often they also organize sport activities, and in many cases, you also have a public transport ticket included. Yeah. The cost varies a lot. Yeah, it depends on where you are living. If it's a small town, usually Eastern Germany is a bit less expensive. Yeah, so it can be that at a small university you pay only 100 euro per semester. In others like Munich or Hamburg or other big cities or popular student cities, it might be up to 350 euros. Yeah, but it's not like a tuition fee like in private universities. You actually get something for your money. Yeah, and talking about money, I tried to find in preparation for this seminar data about the average living cost for students, and it was quite difficult, to be honest, because every source gave me other information. So at the end, I decided to put this one here. And if you see the total, yeah, there's a huge gap between 748 euro and 1,851 euro. Again, I think it's a very difficult question to answer or to give you a general answer. As not only in Germany or in Italy, I think all around the globe, it depends where you live and how you live. Yeah, I think most expenses can be considered for renting. Of course, as I just said, yeah, smaller towns or northern Germany are less expensive usually than cities like Munich, Cologne, Frankfurt, or also Berlin. Yeah. Do you want to live alone? Do you want to share? Do you have to live in the city center, or is it okay for you to commute every day 1 hour? Yeah, these are all factors which influence your expenses. Yeah, and this also, of course, applies for all the other factors or parts which are mentioned here. Yeah, so it's difficult to give a general answer. The good thing is, as you are citizens of European Union, there are no restrictions when it comes to part-time work or mini jobs. So there are plenty of options in order to finance your studies. Yeah, but when it comes to money, the cost, basically what you always have to consider is this semestral fee that I just talked about. Yeah. Okay, then I will go ahead And now this is a really, really sharp cut, yeah. As I mentioned at the beginning, GLS, we offer the Pathway program and also the internship program. So I just want to introduce you quickly to our schools and our facilities, yeah. We were founded in 1983. So last year we celebrated our 40th anniversary. Yeah, GLS makes sense. It means German Language School. In case you have been to Berlin, I'm pretty sure that you have been to the district of Prenzlauer Berg. Yeah. And for those who haven't been here yet, this is a very centrally located part of Berlin, right in the city center. It's very vivid, very trendy. You have many options for food, for bars and everything. It's a really, really nice place. And here we are located. Yeah. What makes us unique is that we do not only have the school, yeah, we actually are, when it comes to size, we are the biggest language school in Germany. We have a 16,000 square meter campus, yeah. Here, I've put a little map. I'm not sure if you can really see it, yeah, but these are 16,000 square meters. We do not only have on this huge campus the school buildings, yeah, we also have on-site accommodation. These are here the houses 4 and 5. Yeah. There we have 50 fully equipped studio apartments for single and shared use. We also have the lovely Hotel Oderberger here. And when it comes to accommodation, we can also offer different homestay options if you're interested. For all those students which are registered at GLS Language School, they always have the leisure activities included as well. That can be like a city walk or visit a museum, sports activities. On the weekends, we also take you to cities nearby or the Baltic Sea. So the guide and the organization is always included in the course fee as well. Sometimes, of course, you have to pay for entrance or public for transportation. Just to give you another number, in 2023, we welcomed almost 4,000 students in our premises. And we had students from 101 nationalities. So basically half of the world nationality-wise met at GLS in the last year. That's pretty much, I think. So yeah, and I don't want to forget to show you those pictures here. Yeah, so at the top you can see our entrance hall. It looks a bit different now, but I think it gives you a good impression what to expect when you come here. The picture below shows the campus. Yeah, as I said, 16,000 square meters. And here you also have an example of a classroom, and this building with the brick stones is one of the buildings with the studio apartments. Yeah. Then the Pathway program. Yeah, so as I said, I am in charge of the University Pathway program. If you now think, okay, I want to study in Germany, but please help me. Yeah, the good news is I can do so. What's included? I already said it. We always, of course, check all the documents in advance. We inform about requirements and so on, and we give or provide general consultancy about the options, about universities, focuses, etc. Yeah, so there's a continuous supervision, not only at the beginning, but during the whole program. You can start this program with any level of German you may have. Even if you're a beginner, that's no problem. Then you start from 0. If you already know German, and I know many of you are already learning German, then we place you accordingly to your level in the course. For the acquisition of the general German, we always use the intensive courses with 20 lessons weekly tuition. There are groups of maximum size of 14 students. I spoke about the exams, yeah. We prepare you for the German exams, yeah. Usually that's TELC or test stuff, as I said. We're a testing center for those. So this is all the package. So once you have your German certificate ready, we also submit your applications via Uni Assist. Yeah, you maybe remember this big company which checks and evaluates applications from students all around the globe. And in the package, there are 3 applications included. Here on the right side, I've put some, not random, but some universities you might have heard of. But as it's stated here again, the list is quite long. Yeah, there are 180 universities member at the moment. So, and at the very beginning, Julia was talking about the gap year. What might be interesting for you in this regard is our combined program of German course and internship. Yeah, if you're not really sure what you want to do, if the profession of your dream is really your dream, I don't know. If you want to test yourself in in a working environment, an internship might be a good option to find out. Yeah, and if you want to do this abroad and want to learn German at the same time, then this program might be interesting for you. So it's basically a combination of a German course. Again, here we have the intensive course with 20 lessons weekly tuition. You have to take a minimum of 4 weeks German classes, and the minimum level here is B1. Yeah, so if you are a beginner in German, then this program is not an option for you, unfortunately. But if you have A2 or roughly B1, you take the German classes with us, and we get you ready for the German companies. Yeah. This internship you can define on your own for how long you would like to take it. There's a minimum of 6 weeks, and the maximum is 12 weeks. Yeah, and it's always unpaid. The fields are quite diverse. Yeah, you let us know in which field you would like to take the internship, and then my colleague in charge, she will find you a company. It's always here in Berlin, so it's not all across Germany. It's always in Berlin in one of those fields here. So that's quite diverse. Can be something related with art, tourism, marketing, and so on. Yeah, whatever you like, we find a company for you. What's also included here is the support with the CV and a letter of motivation. And we do also coach you in a session in order to prepare for the job interview. And once you started the internship, you're automatically signed up as well for an evening course twice per week for 1 month. Yeah. So this is what we can offer you. I'm at the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you for your attention. And yeah, I'm really curious if you have more questions. Yeah, so go ahead.
Sorry, Anika, may I ask something?
Of
Drink.
course, I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah.
No, not at all.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Just wanted to ask you something. Is the intern program also available for the programs our students has to follow in high school, like the duale Bildung of Italian high schools?
That I don't know. Maybe Julia can say something about it, because I don't know this program. I'm sorry.
PCTA.
Giulia, parlo dell'alternanza scuola-lavoro obbligatoria per le superiori.
Certo, l'unica cosa è la durata, che in questo caso è la durata minima, è sostanzialmente di 10 settimane, perché sono 4 settimane di corso di tedesco e minimo 6 settimane di inglese. So just switching to English, Italian high school students has to do a certain number of internship hours during their, high school final years. And so Valeria was asking whether this program would be available also for them. We must notice that these students are 16 plus, 16, 17, or 18 sometimes, but generally they're younger, and generally they travel for a shorter period of time, which is 1 or 2 weeks. So I don't know if this is feasible also for you.
I have to say, in a previous job that I had in another language school, I already heard about this program, and I remember that we got this question quite often. And the problem here that I see, and you mentioned it, is the age. Yeah, because as an intern, of course, you're not like a CEO, but it's very difficult to find an internship for students with minor than 18, to be honest. Yeah, so here I can only speak of my experience from previous jobs. I think here GLS, I'm not managing this program, but I think we never had this question. Yeah, so I would have to ask my colleague in charge. Yeah, she has all the contacts with the companies, but I think it will be difficult, to be honest. Yeah.
I can say that it's rather difficult to find placements for underage students after COVID in Germany. It's really tough. So GLS has this program sought for 18 plus students who are willing to stay in Germany for longer. For underage students, we actually haven't found any other institution who's able
So
to
that
provide this
matches
service.
with my experience, actually. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, before COVID, there were these opportunities also for underage students in Germany, but now I haven't found any, basically.
And does this program has to happen outside of Italy, or is it easier to find an internship which is suitable for the program in Italy? I'm just curious now.
They can choose
You can
both.
do it also in Italy.
Okay, but I think
Because,
it's more
for
interesting.
example, I'm teaching in a language high school. So
Okay.
obviously, I've got lots of students who would like to do the internship abroad. And of course, I'm teaching German, so they are asking me about the possibility of working in Germany or Austria or I don't know where. So I was just curious about it.
Okay. Yeah, difficult. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I know that. So I studied in Austria, and I remember that it was difficult to find internship as an underage student. But maybe the things could have been changed since I was a student as well.
Fortunately not. Doesn't seem so. I'm sorry, I can't give you any other answer in this regard. Okay, any other questions from your side, guys?
Well, I think everything was very clear. So I really like to thank you for the information, because I know it was difficult for you to try and collect all this information and explain to us in such a clear way. So thank you again. Then maybe we are running a little bit out of time, because it was very interesting with a lot of information provided from you. So maybe I can share my screen now with our contact details. And I know that most of you have received our newsletter, and so you may already have our details, but I can give you my direct email address, which is giulia@obiettivolingua.it. Quindi, ok, let's switch to Italian. Quindi se avete dei dubbi, delle domande, qualcosa che non è chiaro, mi potete scrivere direttamente, oppure potete chiamare in ufficio, perché poi magari ognuno di voi può avere dei dubbi, delle perplessità, delle esigenze particolari, e la cosa migliore effettivamente è parlarne a quattro occhi. Quindi se volete venire qui in agenzia, oppure organizziamo una videochiamata individuale, giusto per approfondire un pochino gli argomenti che vi possono interessare maggiormente. Per cui se avete delle domande, adesso abbiamo ancora un po' di tempo per rispondere, altrimenti ci possiamo sentire in modo privato, insomma, per una consulenza più personalizzata. Ok, vediamo un po' se c'è qualcuno che fa delle domande. Ok, grazie mille. Ok, perfetto. Allora, niente, io vi ringrazio ancora e vi saluto e ci teniamo in contatto. Adesso questa è la mia mail, il numero di telefono e spero di risentirvi e spero che questo webinar sia stato interessante. So thank you everyone and thank you especially to Anika for her explanation and information. It was extremely interesting for us. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here tonight or this afternoon. It was my pleasure. Yeah. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Thank you. Well, bye bye. Thank you. Arrivederci a tutti.
Ciao,
Buona
ciao.
serata. Grazie mille.